Well, let's bring in US commentator and Sky News contributor Bruce Wolpe for more on this. Bruce, the key line from Muller: if we had had confidence that the president clearly did not commit a crime, we would have said so. I guess everyone's reading between the lines a bit here on what does he really mean here? What is he trying to say? Is he indicating, hinting, suggesting that Congress does need to do something with this now?
That's exactly what he suggested, David, and good afternoon. By making that very public statement about what he did find and what he didn't find and so forth, and because he said that the Constitution bars the indictment of a sitting president, he really laid out a roadmap to Congress. If you want to pursue these issues and determine whether or not the President of the United States obstructed justice, the ball's in your court. And then, as you could see from the statement of Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker, she said that they really want an ironclad case. But in the meantime, which means that you really have something that is entirely provable and can convince other people. Half the country isn't interested in impeachment. No Republican senators are interested in impeachment. So you have to develop the case. And therefore, what I think we'll see over the next few weeks are very intensive hearings in several committees to educate the American people. And then there really comes a moment of a go, no-go decision among House Democrats as to whether to proceed down the impeachment road.
But does it, I mean, if Nancy Pelosi's not taking this today and rushing to say, yep, we're definitely going down the impeachment path, it shows there's still something missing, right? Is anything going to emerge over the next few weeks that could change this?
You know, the key question, if Robert Mueller ever comes before the House Judiciary Committee, would be is this: if the person that you describe in all those acts of potential obstruction of justice was not the President of the United States, would you indict him? And if the answer to that question is yes, then the question to the House of Representatives is, you're the only body to which the President is accountable under the Constitution.
He did say, though, Bruce, didn't he? Robert Mueller did say he's not going to say anything beyond what he said today. And that would be a terrific question to hear him answer, but I just don't know if he would.
It hasn't been played out yet, David. There's still negotiations as to whether he appears and under the conditions in which he appears. But the point is, once you face that question, then it's up to the House. Well, do we go across the Rubicon here and have an indictment, an impeachment of the president, and then a trial by the Senate? So, again, this is the highest politics, but without political reward that you normally get from prosecuting a strong case yet.
There's the evidence, as you laid out there, that the Democrats would need to have an ironclad case before they pull the trigger on this. But there's the politics as well, and you touch on that too. Where do you think the politics lie on this for the Democrats? What are the risks in going down the impeachment path, and where this may leave them looking like they're still trying to, overturn the last election?
Trump has done a terrific job in minimizing or trying to contain, discrediting the Mueller investigation and what it means, and consolidating his base, keeping all the Republicans on board. And again, more than half, at least half the country is not interested in impeachment. They say, you have a problem with President Trump? The issue is to be resolved at the ballot box. So Trump feels he's in a very strong political position. And therefore, that is the political peril for Democrats in doing it. But I worked in the House for 10 years, and there is an institutional issue here. If the House is obstructed from doing its business, how does it remedy that? And they may be forced by the obstruction of the president in cooperating with them and providing witnesses and documents. They may be forced to stand up for the House under the Constitution and its Article I powers and say, we're just going to go down this road because we have to. That's the dilemma that's going to be faced over the next few weeks.
Can I turn away from all of that and get your thoughts on what's happening in Israel, Bruce?
Yeah, let's go to an easy one.
Fascinating overnight. An easy one. So there's going to have to be now another election. This is the first time we've had 2 elections in 1 year?
It's true. And, you know, you think politics in this country or the United States are hard. In Israel, it is hardball politics in the extreme. Benjamin Netanyahu could not form a 61-vote majority in negotiating with right-wing allies to form a government. And what's really interesting was, instead of turning to the president of Israel to go to another party, the runners-up in the election, and give them a chance to form a government, Netanyahu said no, and they passed a bill dissolving the Knesset. So the elections will be September 17. I think this takes a lot of wind out of Netanyahu's momentum from winning an historic 4th term, and it also comes at a time when the President Trump has been trying to consolidate a position to move forward on the long-awaited peace plan for the Middle East. So that's in jeopardy because the political situation in Israel is also under siege right now.
What's the go with the corruption allegations around Netanyahu. Where will this leave those?
That's another complicating factor. It appears that in October, the Attorney General will make a final decision whether to indict Netanyahu. So to have an election running up against that deadline, and Netanyahu wanted, if a government was formed, he wanted the Knesset to pass legislation immunizing a prime minister from such legal processes. So that's the complications. But at this very moment, Jared Kushner and the American ambassador in the Middle East, they've been lining up Morocco, Jordan. Saudi Arabia is getting a lot of arms sales from the United States, consolidating the pro-peace talks, anti-Iran coalition. But the most they can do right now is roll out some economic programs of what the future would be. But to announce the plan when you don't have a solid Israeli government, it's a very difficult environment to make peace.